Hereby call this meeting of the Henry County School Board to order. Mrs. Meeks, if you would, with the roll call, please.
Mr. Oliver? Here. Ms. Edwards? Here. Mr. Bradley?
Here.
Mr. Martin? Here. Mr. Martin?
Here. Thank you very much. First item we have is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion? Motion by Mrs. Durden, do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Edwards. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. I believe unanimous. Of course, welcome to everyone here to lovely Samuel, and appreciate hospitality, and look forward to seeing and hearing from y'all here in just a bit. We'll ask to, yes. Oh, okay, my apologies. Thank you for the reminder. We do need to take action to allow Mrs. Whitlow to participate in the meeting virtually. She did make myself and Dr. Blake Lewis aware of a valid reason under the policy. However, we have to take a motion, second, and vote to allow participation. Do I have a motion to approve that? Motion by Mrs. Edwards, have a second? Second by Mr. Bradley. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, we are now officially allowing Mrs. Whitlow to participate. With that said, I do know that we have students that will, and I've loved that aspect of having these meetings in school, having students participate as far as whether it be the moment of silence and or the Pledge of Allegiance. So the floor is now open to that participation.
Good evening. I have here Yvonne Miller and DJ Hundley. These two, we have one more coming. She's a little late, but these two help us every day. They will hang our flag and they pull it down and they fold it like we're supposed to. They do that with our SRO. It's one of our community things, so they do a great job. So I thought that would be a great opportunity for them to come and do this. All right? We would like to please stand for the pledge. Thank you so much. Now be seated.
Thank you very much. All right. So, we are now up to, and thank you very much for assisting us there, both to our students and our principal. We are up to public comment. We have 3 speakers signed up. So I'm going to read off the statement and then call up an order of sign up. So for matters presented by the public, this is the time for public comment. That means we're here to listen to you, not to engage in a question and answer period or a debate. Upon arrival at the podium, please state your name, your subject matter, and the district in which you live. By coming to the podium, you have agreed that you will exhibit respect for the board and its members, as well as the staff and students of Henry County Public Schools. You will receive the same consideration from the board. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Now, the way I do this is I start a stopwatch here, or sometimes we'll check my watch. When you get close to time, if you have a natural break and want to go ahead, can you wrap it up in about 30 seconds? I'm going to cut you exactly at 3 unless you have a natural break. But, so just saying that, and the first one I have signed up to speak is Jonathan Martin.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Blake Lewis, and members of the community. My name is Jonathan Martin, and I live in the Blackberry District. I want to take a moment tonight to officially introduce myself to you and to the public. I am running for the Blackberry District seat on the Henry County School Board. First, I want to thank Mr. Tom Alper, who is retiring from the seat I'm running for. Mr. Alper has served Henry County as both a teacher and a board member, and his years of dedication have made a lasting impact on our schools and our community. I want to sincerely thank him for that service. I've said it many times, I'm not a politician, I'm a parent. Perhaps that's why I don't play the typical political game. I have not and will not say anything bad about my opponent. In fact, I would like to thank Sherry for her 30-plus years of service to Henry County Public Schools as the school nurse coordinator. What makes me different is that I am the only school board candidate in the entire county, with all districts considered, who has a child currently enrolled in Henry County Public Schools. If elected, I would be the only parent on this board with a child in the school system. That perspective is not only valuable, but essential, because the decisions made here affect families like mine every single day. The reason I chose to run is personal. My daughter began experiencing bullying in the 1st grade, and I decided it was time to get involved. That experience showed me how important it is that every child feels safe, supported, and able to succeed. I also believe that it's essential to support our teachers. They need to feel heard, valued, and appreciated as they focus on teaching. At the same time, parents need to play an active role in their children's education. Children need to learn respect at home, and students should not have to forfeit learning opportunities because of misbehavior and distractions. Teachers should be able to teach, and students should be able to learn in a safe, focused environment. I know we have a great school system. It's not perfect, nothing is. But I look forward to working with everyone to make sure it continues to be a strong system. I'm not naive. I know there are challenges, but I believe we can approach them head-on, have discussions like responsible adults, and make real positive changes for our students and teachers. I don't pretend to know everything, and I certainly have a lot to learn. This is my first time running for office, and I'm approaching this role with an open mind and a willingness to listen, ask questions, and learn from the experiences of others. I'm thankful for the opportunities I've had to speak with the members of the board and Dr. Blake Lewis, to ask questions and gain a better understanding of things. I believe that learning, collaboration, and communication are key to making the best decisions for our students, teachers, and families. I also believe we already have a great board, and I look forward to working together with everyone to continue moving our schools forward. I'm eager to listen, learn, and work with this board, our teachers, and our community to continue building strong schools where every student has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the work you do for the children of Henry County.
Thank you, Mr. Martin, and I'm going to joke that you were almost within just seconds of exactly 3 minutes. So I was getting ready to tell you, you're getting that close. Our next speaker signed up is Michelle Ray.
Let me just take that with me. I don't need it. I'm Michelle Michelle Graham, and I'm here tonight just to encourage the board and encourage Dr. Blake Lewis, and I now live in the Collinsville district. So there's several districts that do have someone running, but they're running unopposed. So I am also the precinct chief in the Blackberry district. So the two contestants that are here tonight, I look forward to seeing y'all campaign on the day of the election. So I'm here because I want to thank you all. I'm a Henry County Public School employee. I'm the parent of a senior with an IEP. I am a volunteer in the community. I've been a volunteer in the school system for years and years and years. And each one of you and I have had conversations, whether it's at the school board or during a show or a volunteer activity. And I want to tell you something. I know that your job's not easy. But I am so grateful that you all do not do business like they do in Loudoun County, like they do in Fairfax. I am so grateful that you all have discussions with each other. You don't yell, you don't scream, you don't throw people out. And the people here in the community don't yell and scream and try to take you down personally. Because this is a job and it's a very difficult job. And as somebody who has to answer the phone and talk to angry parents, I get it. I don't have any quick, I don't have an inside track to anybody. When my child experienced something, I had to go through the same process as everybody else. So I understand when they're calling and frustrated, and I get it. And I get it. But it's so easy to sit and point a finger and say, you're not doing this, and you're not doing this, and you're not doing this, when it's something that came down from the Virginia Department of Education. And those things can only change when we reach out to the people who make those decisions, and it's not us. So we need to know, we need to be civically minded. We need to educate ourselves on what are the laws in Virginia, what are the rules in Virginia. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Some of that stuff that's happening is absolutely insane. And we sit here and we say never in Henry County. It just takes 10 years longer to get to Henry County. I know that safety is a big deal in our county because we have started with the reunification drills. And there's a plan. If something happens, we have a plan. We've gone through it. We've practiced it. We know what we're doing. And we pray to God we never have to use their skills. And to you, Dr. Blake Lewis, let me tell you something. You are a strong woman. You have been criticized. You have been mocked. And you have been misunderstood. But I'll tell you right now, under the 4 superintendents that I have worked under, I feel heard, I feel valued, and I feel supported. And I hope and pray that you will stay with us for a long time to come, because what we need our girls to see strong women. That's what we need. We need our girls to see successful women on the board. We need our girls to know that they can do anything as long as they put their mind to it. And we need strong men on the board for these young men who don't have that role model in their lives. I love it when I see Dr. Bradley on something and he's been at the school and he's doing something. He's always doing something. But I just want to thank you and encourage you for your service in the community, for your service not only on the board, but in the community, in your church. And I hope and pray that there'll be a little more grace coming your way in the days ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Graham. My one joke would be, you never really gave me a natural opportunity to tell you a little over, but, hey, appreciate it.
A little over is better than you thought it would be.
I understand. So thank you. And then my third speaker signed up is Mary Martin.
Good evening to the board. Dr. Blake Lewis, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And I'm going to almost reiterate what Michelle just said. there has been a lot of just far out there insinuations and stuff going on Facebook about these new SOL standards. And I have tried to encourage people that talk to me that this is a state issue. It is not this Henry County School Board's decision. It is not the administration's decision. So if you wish to lodge an angry protest, follow I-95. It'll take you right on down there. And you folks do, y'all put up with a lot. I've been on the board before, believe me, I know. And I commend you for that. And I think all of you are responsible to your constituents. You respond to them when they ask you something. And I know it's hard to respond sometimes when you get asked something that's just way out there. But I've tried to temper some of it on social media by just pointing out that you're barking at the wrong tree. So I just want to reiterate what Michelle said. You have a tough job. I think all of you do a wonderful job. Everybody, and your new member, she is caught fast, haven't you? And to the administration, Dr. Blake Lewis, hats off. I've been around for a lot of school superintendents too. And I would definitely say that you're the only cupcake in the box with sprinkles. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. My other joke would be you cut your time in half, so you actually have almost another minute and a half. Well, that would conclude our public comment at this time. We are now up to section C, information agenda, and we'll be calling Principal Haynes back up here for the Samuel Elementary School presentation.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to Samuel. For any first-time guests, I believe Samuel is one of the richest schools in the district with history. We are in our 98th year of existence. We are reaching 200 years, oh, not 200 years, not yet, 100 years in 2 years. And so with that brings a lot of charm, brings a lot of culture. And I think Samuel operates in our community as a staple. As I've joked before, between Samuel and John Adams Grocery, this is the place to be in this little section. And so with that, we bring a lot of character to our school. And I know, excuse me, some of the things that we talk about, we're talking about academics, but we're also going to talk about culture. You know, we're talking about how we engage our kids, how we focus on student priorities. But we have just some things about us. You know, ultimately our goal is to educate children. And so with that is participation in our statewide assessment. So this is a 3-year trend of what Samuel has done in our SOL testing grades 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You see in the orange is Samuel, blue is Henry County as a division, and green is the state benchmarks. We did well last year, unfortunately, or the year before. We did take a dip this year. That's something that myself and my teachers are not taking lightly. And already out of the gate coming into this school year, we've worked hard between working together, getting into the root, looking at the data, telling what it's to say, looking at things that we have done in the past, how we want to improve on those. And one of the things I say is I'm great teachers, great staff, people who fight for kids, who are going to do what's best for kids and put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. So we've already started to think of ways, we've already met as groups, both as small groups and also as a school total, on how we're going to get our kids where they need to be. And already our preliminary data in the fall is looking good. For reading, we're going to start working on math soon. Again, we took a slight dip in math as well. And again, we're focusing on how are we going to engage kids in math? How are we going to focus on these math skills? How are we going to build automaticity in the math skills? And I think that starts, it's not just 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So what we are focusing on, not only is it short term of the kids that are testing this year, but it's also looking at, hey, what are we doing in pre-K 2? You know, what are we doing there? And the teachers are working really well, really hard. Like I said, I have a great staff that are running to just try their best to get kids where they need to go. And then science, again, we took a dip there as well, and that's such a hard year because ultimately you have in 1 year, you're covering 4th grade material and 5th grade material. So we already know that a lot of review taking place, collaboration between 4th and 5th grade teachers. So we do have a plan, and we anticipate Samuel to definitely improve from last year's scores. And then Virginia Studies, looking at how that is, and that's done in 4th grade. Again, looking at part of trivia, looking at the students, and or looking at the standards, and really diving into that in 4th grade. Attendance, this is a 3-year average, and it's a little difficult to see from this with the font. But with that, you will notice that the highest in the last 3 years was 22-23 of students that were chronically absent. You can see that number went down from 17% to about 14%, and then, 13%, and then the last year crept up a little bit, but remained statistically about the same. So with that, and attendance is so important, having kids here daily is so important. There's such a tight correlation between chronic absenteeism and student achievement, student performance. It's not a very hard math problem. If we don't come to school, we miss the instruction. If we miss the instruction, we don't progress like we should. So with that, we have focused a lot on attendance, because if we have a great course teaching staff, then we want to make sure kids are getting there to participate in that. So we're really using funding from that the state has provided for attendance. We have already seen some gains starting out this school year. So this is a comparison between where we were on average daily attendance in August of 24 and looking at August of 25. We went from 1 percentage point, but it's not just 1 percentage point. When we're talking taking every kid for every day that they're at school on this capacity, and we move 1%, that's a good chunk of people. It's a good chunk of kids, and that's improvement. Looking in September historically is a rough month. A lot of times that's when people are still taking vacations and people are getting sick because they've been at school and starting to get germs. So with that is the fact that we increased there as well shows that we are trending well. We're going in the right direction. And we have tweaked and changed some of the things that we do as far as attendance. Students participate in their own attendance progress monitoring. They go, there's charts outside of every classroom. They go out, they put stickers on for every day that they're there, and then we tie that into not only individual incentives, but also grade level competitions, because we at Sandville are competitive. We want to beat each other in a healthy competition, but we also want to focus on learning and focus on programs. So then we're looking at weekly homeroom competitions with trophies, so it's celebrating perfect attendance, parent engagement, having parents understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then of course monthly incentives. And some of those, for example, are field trips. We have a field trip planned for tomorrow. Last year, just to give you some ballpark numbers, last year we had 113 kids that would have met the criteria. This year we have 160. So we have had an extreme increase in the last 2 months, but definitely for the month of September. So I think things are trending well for Sandville. Love Sandville as a former Sandville kid. We focus on building culture and building community. And one way we do that is our Tiger Rallies. That is, we do it once a month, at the end of every month, where we come together to celebrate student achievement, both in behavior and also attendance. We have little pep rally games going on. We acknowledge and honor our students of the month. And then also we try to make sure we sprinkle in tremendous tigers, which is another path to become a student of the month. And those anybody can nominate. We've got kids that nominate kids to be tremendous tigers. We have kids who nominate staff members to be tremendous tigers, and of course the staff members nominate kids to be tremendous tigers. And so with that, we want to honor everybody, and we share that in our morning announcements on a daily basis. And so it's just several ways that we do a community engagement with our kids, and just that positive culture, because ultimately, yes, we teach kids, but we are a community. And so that is what we focus here at Sandville, is those relationships that will remain throughout years and years to come. And with that, thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and I'm proud to host you all here at Sandville, and appreciate all that you have done and continue to do. Mr. Alker, definitely, I know this is the last hurrah for you, and as far as being a board member, while I've been an administrator, you're also a colleague of mine, and also my government teacher, so I've been around with you for a long time, so this is bittersweet. so happy retirement again for the third or fourth time. I'm not sure about that. Thank you all. I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you very much. All right, so we are up to item D, the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt this block?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
All right, we have a motion from Mrs. Durden, we have a second. Second by Mr. Alker, he of the 3 or 4, congratulations. And condolences to myself for that retirement, but anyway. Do we have, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous, thank you very much. Next we have, E, the action agenda, which surprisingly sparse. We're up to the approval of the 2025-2026 Title V Rural Low Income School Funding Application.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'd like to speak with you this evening about our Title V Rural Low Income School Funding Grant. Henry County Public Schools is eligible for this grant this year. These funds will be used to supplement and support the Henry County Public Schools instructional program by installing sound amplification systems. The use of classroom sound amplification systems is an evidence-based strategy that aligns closely with our district's priorities and identified needs. Research shows that improved classroom audio enhances literacy development, student engagement, and instructional clarity, particularly for students with hearing, language, or attention challenges. So it is recommended that the board approve the 2025-26 Title V Rural Low Income Schools Grant application in the amount of $240,764.91.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing
Is this the typical application system we've used in the past with the teachers?
Similar, yes, sir, similar. These are not hardwired like they have been in the past. So. Yes, sir, they're more up to date.
Any other questions, comments? Not hearing any, we entertain a motion. Motion by Mr. Alker, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bradley. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous? Yes, okay. All right, thank you very much. And now we're up to item F, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Lewis.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I do have some photos to share with you this evening. It's been a very busy month of September. So lots and lots of good pictures there for you all to scroll through and enjoy. Just students engaging in different activities around our division, as well as teachers and other staff. We've had a great start to the school year, and we're seeing lots of engagement, teacher to student, student to teacher, and our admin get in the act as well. There should be a picture in there somewhere of Mr. Eames on the slide, I think, maybe.
I think we took that out.
We took that one out, maybe we did, but it's a great picture, and I'll be sure to share it with you after the meeting. Our September Points of Pride, just as a reminder, this is our theme for the school year, to be focusing on the points of pride. So the first point of pride is student success and engagement. Our students have settled into routines with confidence, supported by strong transitions at all levels. Our high school students have shown impressive leadership through athletics, clubs, and academic competitions already this fall. Division-wide safety drills have been completed successfully, and that reinforces our commitment to student safety. Regarding instruction and innovation, our teachers and administrators continue to refine and implement the updated grading practices, ensuring fairness and consistency across classrooms. Our schools are integrating new instructional strategies that emphasize literacy, problem solving, and collaboration. Our community partnership and events, we've had strong support at football games, student performances, extracurricular events, all showcasing our Henry County Public School spirit. And our families have participated in curriculum events at elementary schools, strengthening the home-school connection. One in particular was a math night with grandparents at Mount Olivet Elementary, and they were making use of some of our new instructional mathematics games with grandparents. It was a great time. As far as leadership and visibility, I've met with all principals during the month of September and held targeted conversations around observing instruction, providing feedback to teachers, the importance of procedures, and connecting with students and staff. Our principals and school teams continue to work closely with division staff to support continuous improvement. Regarding facilities and growth, our planning and preparation continue for future facility upgrades, and I know we had the pleasure of joining Principal Eames on a walk around Sandville Elementary and some discussion around some future projects for this facility. And all of this, that we're basically utilizing the 1% sales tax, and of course that demonstrates our community's investment in education. I want to remind you all of the hashtag #ProudToBeHCPS. That is a great way to draw attention to us on social media and to capture those moments that you are proud of with our school division. We've got lots of observances for the month of October. Hispanic Heritage Month until October 15th. It is Indigenous Peoples Day, which will fall on October 13th. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so you'll start to see pink ribbon campaigns, and you'll see our schools observing that at different events, including some athletic events. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, the first week of October. It's also Red Ribbon Week, which focuses on drug prevention and making healthy choices. World Mental Health Day falls on October 10th. National Bullying Prevention Month for emphasizing and creating safe, supportive schools. And Ms. Easley is working to coordinate that annual observance within our schools. And also that is a poster competition that we participate in that is sponsored by the Virginia School Board Association. National School Lunch Week is the week of October 13th through the 17th. And I will be sitting down to lunch with a group of students at Laurel Park Middle School on Thursday, October 16th, and a group of students at Mount Olivet Elementary on Friday, October 17th. So if any board members would like to come out and have lunch with students, please let me know. We'd be happy to arrange that for you. And then finally, National Bus Safety Week will be observed October 20th through the 24th. And I'll be doing a bus ride along with Stanleytown on Tuesday, October 24th. So wish me luck with that one. Also at your seat this evening, you have an invitation for the inclusive playground dedication that will be held at Meadowview Elementary. We have that scheduled for October 13th at 11 a.m. Mr. Martin, is there anything additional that you would like to add to that?
Well, I was kind of intending to speak on it later, but,
Okay.
you know, very much appreciative of the community support and donations, including significant partners there, the Martinsville Henry County Lions Club and various organizations, as well as the local Lions Club was a significant donor to that project, as was the Campbell Family Foundation. There was a whole lot of help and hands went into that, in addition to what the school board provided in our inclusive playground projects overall.
Wonderful. So please, if you're able to attend, just let me know. We'll get you down in that count because we will be serving the lunch following that event. Part of telling our story is our annual report. This is something that we started this year. I do want to remind the public that this annual report is available on our Henry County Public School website. But if you need a paper copy, we do have some print copies remaining. We've also distributed a lot of those copies at various businesses and offices in our community, as well as through the Martinsville Henry County Chamber of Commerce. It's almost. November is Take Your Legislator to School Month, and that's an annual observance from the Virginia School Board Association. And then Mr. Hardy has suggested that we contact Senator Stanley's office, so I have reached out. I'm waiting for a call back. If the board has a preference on a date to observe, or if you would like to wait and see the senator's availability, I can certainly facilitate that. Legislative priorities, this was mentioned in last week's boardgram. You do have a hard copy of that draft document at your seat. I will be meeting with the Martinsville Henry County Chamber of Commerce to do a formal adoption of legislative priorities for the entire area on October 8th. So if you have additional suggestions for legislative priorities, if you would get those to me by October 7th so that I can present those on behalf of Henry County Public Schools. My schedule at a glance, you know that I always try to share with you all some of the bigger events that are happening in my schedule. On Saturday, I will be working with the Henry County Public School Education Foundation. That is our new foundation that we were able to successfully launch at the end of last school year. They will have a booth at Oktoberfest, so come out and look for us at Oktoberfest. October 7th is our monthly principals meeting. October 8th, I have a Region 6 superintendent's meeting and also that legislative agenda meeting in the afternoon. Student advisory and teacher advisory meetings are going to be held on October 14th. And I meet with Connect Health on October 15th. That's part of the continuing process of opening up our school-based health centers. October 16th, I come back for support staff advisory and parent advisory. And then on October 26th, our JROTC will be presenting colors at the Martinsville race. So it's going to be a busy month, like most months are. Also coming up for the month of November, I will provide the board with our first RISE 2030 progress update from our strategic plan. And I've got one more item. This is a shout out to our board member, Mackenzie Wilson. A special congratulations to Bassett FFA member, Mackenzie Wilson, who was recently selected as one of 10 students from the state of Virginia to serve as an FFA in the USA reporter for the National FFA organization. Throughout the school year, she will write articles showcasing FFA events and experiences, and her work will be published on the National FFA website. Congratulations. And thank you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Blakewell. So we are now up to item G, committee reports. First up, we have curriculum and instruction. I'm going to pick that my normal alignment of how we're proceeding. So I'm going to point to both of you to my right and left for curriculum and instruction.
All right, I'll give the report. This is again coming from Mr. Alk and myself by way of Ms. Milner, our Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. And I'm going to try to be as excited about this report as the information because we are doing some great things in Henry County. The first item I want to highlight is Surrey School is underway. And just to give a little background, a couple of weeks ago, I had a class reunion, and I graduated from Law Park. I won't give the year. But anyway, we had everything set up to visit the school, and we learned that Saturday school was being held. I said, Saturday school already? You know, but we worked it out, and I was glad to see that. So Saturday school is now up and running in our elementary and middle school. The initiative provides targeted academic support and enrichment opportunities for our students. And we appreciate the dedication of our educators that are making this possible. And again, while I was there were a number of teachers there. The staff, they welcomed us there. So kudos to the staff at Lowell Park. And I'm sure it's going on at other schools as well. All right. The TRIO program. The TRIO program is similar to Upward Bound and Talent Search, and we have, reignited that program. So our high school students are benefiting from the leadership and college readiness experiences through the TRIO program, and this is being offered by Virginia Tech along with Patrick and Henry Community College. And the programs not only help students develop the leadership skills, but also opportunities for college visits. Families, and this is our PR with everybody listening, families, and if you're interested, have your child go by the guidance department or just simply see a guidance counselor. We would love more students to sign up, for this. It's a great program. I remember the old Upward Bound program and the number of students that took advantage of that. And I can recall several college, they've graduated now, and they are good citizens in our community. All right, the next item, our new teachers. Of course, we just started a new school year, so we want to make sure that we're providing the necessary support for our new teachers as well as the mentors. So professional development has been provided to both the teachers, support effective onboarding and instructional growth. We value the contributions of our new teachers as well as our mentors, and we want to ensure that they have all the tools that they need in order to be successful in our classrooms. Right? If you recall, some time ago, we really reignited our gifted program. So some updates there. Of course, we hired a new gifted resource teachers. They're actively working with identified gifted students across the division. Most recently, our middle school students, gifted students, participated in a field trip to Piedmont Arts, and they worked on a project there that helped them to experience the academic explorations and foster creative and critical thinking skills there. And lastly, if you recall, we revised our English programs in our high school. So we have a new high school English course offerings, and we're excited about that, and it's going well in our high schools. And again, the changes that we made, the whole idea was to, and one of our strategies is to meet the diverse needs of our students and provide equity for our students. And through the English program and the course offerings, we're doing exactly that. If you have any questions for further information on that, I'm sure Ms. Miller can, tell us what's going on with that. But, I like the idea of, in particular in the 12th grade, we have various tracks of English that the students are taking that again align with their interests. For an example, if you just want to go into the workplace, then the English that they're taking, focus on those skills as well as vocabulary, as well as other, not to be redundant, writing skills that will benefit them in the workplace. If you're going to college, then there's a different curriculum there. So again, it meets the needs of our students, which again is something that we really try to focus on. Okay? So that's it. Did I miss anything? All right. That's our report.
You met with Mr. Alker's approval.
That's all we need.
All right. As we move on, Tom Walker 9. We're up to the Finance and Facilities Committee report, so Mrs. Durden and Mrs. Whitlow.
This may be one of the 2 months of the year that we are not budget heavy requirement-wise, so Mrs. Whitlow and I do not have a report.
All right. As you referenced, you've put in overtime in other months, so thank you very much. All right, so then we are to the Student Services Committee, so Mr. Hardy and Mrs. Evans.
Okay, we will divide this into two parts here. I will go over my part and Mrs. will go over her part. It's no doubt in my mind that we live in the greatest nation in the whole world. And the main thing that symbolizes that nation is our American flag. That flag has been through a lot of battles and a lot of wars and so on, and it is still standing strong and making us the greatest nation in the whole world. Now, to get to my report, it was indeed an honor for me to attend the United States Bill Post 78 provided an excellent presentation to the fifth graders at 3 Mason Avenue and I'm sure the other schools on proper flag etiquette. Post 78 pointed out to our students probably 50 or more flag evidence from how the United States flag should be displayed, where it should be displayed, saluting our flag in the proper way to do so when we say our pledge of allegiance and so on, and how to hold the flag properly, as well as many other proper uses of the flag. So definitely this was a very educational program for our students, and I extremely thank the American Legion Post 78 for presenting this program to our students. I salute you, Post 78, and thank you for presenting this outstanding program. As we move on, I am sure the program will be presented at all our fifth grade classes, and we will live in the greatest nation on the earth because of that American flag over there, and we are so proud to be in the United States of America. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Mrs. Evans?
We know that as we focus on, discipline, as I shared at the last meeting, we know that was one of the areas to look at, in terms of, improvement. But we also realize that, all students, don't necessarily, focus or rise or, in terms of discipline, in terms of levels of discipline. So therefore, we have some alternative, options, and that's what I want to speak on, to share with you all tonight. I'd like to share some highlights of a meeting, with Mrs. RCC along with the director, Garrett Dillard via the phone regarding our alternative school. Rather than just casting, students out, there are, some alternatives. So we have the day program that operates daily at CCL, serving Henry County students only, and the regional alternative, program that operates 4 days a week at night, Monday through Thursday, serving Henry County, Martinsville City, and Patrick County. And they are housed at the former Collinsville Primary, School. Presently, there are 30 students in the day program and 15 in the night program. Presently, there are none from Patrick County. Director Dillard stated that the overall goal is to improve the teaching and learning process and get the students back on track. Aside from the basic academic coursework and credit recovery, various workshops and hands-on activities that the students are able to engage in include welding, a session on overcoming, helping them to face things that they may be dealing with that keeps them from focusing, so overcoming. Also, the question, is it worth it? Was continuing to go to sleep in class, was that worth it to get you to where you are at this time, just as an example. And this workshop is followed up by students engaging in various scenarios. So not only is the workshop presented, but then the teacher, they bring it back, and then there are 6 scenarios that the students get to engage in to help them to better problem solve. Healthy cooking and healthy eating, a job skills workshop, which will be held on October the 14th. This just names a few. Some are for the day students, and some are set up for the night students, and some overlap to where students in both programs may participate. One of the upcoming activities includes the student newsletter. given questions to research in helping to draft this newsletter. So everyone that has come to CCL so far, this was a praise report. Everyone that has come to CCL so far have gotten on track and graduated on time, except one. That speaks volumes. Also, some students excel in a smaller setting. Therefore, high schools are able to send a few students, only a few, students to stay focused and work to get back on track and get back in the classroom. These students can still participate in the prom, etc., as opposed to those who are sent to CCL for disciplinary reasons. I take this opportunity to say a special thanks to Director Garrett Phillip, who happens to be here tonight, Counselor Richardson, and Specialist Milner for making things happen at CCL. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Edwards. All right, so it's listed as, and we actually have both of our student board members. So, I'm gonna put you on the spot, and you are allowed to defer, as Mr. Baton did last week. But, do you all have a report? Anything you want to say?
I will say this week is Bassett's homecoming, so it's really been delightful to see everybody dress up and show their Bengal pride. And I didn't make it to the last meeting, but I really like going to the ribbon cutting for our field house. I like seeing football players getting to use it in other sports as well. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baton.
This is part of our brand concern.
You may, we do have the board celebration component, but a concern may fit better in a committee. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I have two.
Okay.
The first one I have goes along with, Mr. Harden's one earlier about American Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have noticed, and I think anyone here that's graduated, my dad, around that age or something would be able to.
My joke would be, that's not defined, and I don't know if that's, but anyway.
It's just, I noticed that pride for being an American has definitely gone way downhill with people today, because I can tell you in my first class, which was English, like half the entire class, there's like 20 kids in here, or 10, 12 of them, they don't stand for the pledge, they don't do anything. They don't honor the flag and the country that they're in. They don't honor the colors that many have fought for God. And I think that's a big problem that we have, not just here, this is countrywide, this could be honestly worldwide for anybody in their own country, but I definitely notice that it's American pride is way downhill. People are not proud of who they are, not proud of to be an American. And I think that's a really big issue. That's a really big issue in all of America. We have very bad consequences. And point number two I want to make is I've seen some bad actions against people handicapped, or whether it be mentally or physically. I've seen some not very good things happening, bullying. A few days ago, I had with a child, he was pushing around and messing with a kid, and I was just, it made me very happy. So, there's definitely gotta be something there, because these kids need to feel like they have home, they need to feel safe and okay where they are, they can't do that if everyone's pushing them around and being on their backs all the time, so. That's why I'm bringing that to attention, that,
No, no.
yes, that still definitely does happen.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you bringing it up. I definitely want to follow up on that, not in front of everybody with all the specifics, but, one of the reasons for you here is one reason I pick at y'all, come on, talk to us. Exactly. We don't bring you here just to, look nice and everything, you've done the full suit, not the president thing, but, it's not. So, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, well, now we go to board celebrations, and again, my order's gonna get a little jacked up, but I think I'm gonna go to my normal, so Mr. Bradley, if you'd like to begin on that topic.
I have one celebration, as I've already alluded to, and then I want to do a reminder, and I guess the celebration bit would be towards Mr. Scott and what we've done over the course of years in our schools. And I say that because, again, I had a class reunion, and we visited Laurel Park, and I toured them around, and, well, I guess I need to reveal in order for you to get it, this was our 50th.
I quote you that, it's not the years, it's the miles.
So, and we had, it was about 30, 40 of my classmates, and they were so in awe of the school. Not only the upgrades and everything, but how the school really looked. I mean, we opened that school in 70. And it really looks good. So the celebration is kudos to our Keith, our maintenance department, service solutions, everybody that plays a role, and I guess partly us, because we provide funding for some of these things, you know. Again, they were really impressed with what the schools look like. And in particular, I heard them to the cafeteria, and they were like, kids don't sit at tables and rows and this type of stuff anymore. I said, nah, we make it more student friendly. You know, but here again, kudos, and I'm sure I'm speaking in terms of Laurel Park, but I've been in other schools as well, just as we toured here, the work that goes into maintaining our facilities. So, kudos to everybody involved there. Okay? My reminder, and I do this every year at the beginning of the school year, and I failed to do it in our August meeting, and that is to remind our entire staff about a resolution that we approved in 2017-18, and that is Resolution R9-05, recognizing employee speech rights. I'm not going to read the entire resolution. However, I will read one section because I want our staff and people to know. And it reads, whereas it is essential for all teachers who work tirelessly to make a difference in the lives of our students to feel respected and empowered as professionals and have a voice in critical decisions affecting their schools. All right? And that's something that this board approved, and we want to make sure that our entire staff, and I say entire staff, if you work for any county public schools, this applies to you. If you have a voice, we welcome your comments, your voice, you know. And I'm gonna leave with this, and I surely hope we don't use PIPs as a means of controlling this. All right?
My only comment on that is, and I don't know if it's the exact same number, we did re-adopt it as a board when Dr. Blake Lewis came on after retreat we had in October. So we've adopted this or something like it, I think 2 or 3 times in that time frame. So it might be a different number, might have a little different language, but it's been a point of emphasis for the board.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Bradley. Since it's Tom Walker now, Mr. Walker.
It's not.
We'll do it again.
I I would like to thank the opportunity that we had to take the school board meetings into various schools. That was a joy, because we appreciated the work and the accomplishment that they have done. And I commend you here at Sanville, because you got an old school, but I appreciate what it means to the community. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you, Mr. Former Chairman. Mrs. Durr.
I have one. I just want to say that I had the honor to serve in a volunteer capacity last week with Mr. Bateman at concessions at Magna Vista. And I would like to hope that this is, a crack on our school system, but his marketing and upselling skills are stellar.
I'm not surprised. They were really good. Are you looking for a job? Okay, well, just. All right, HR director here, come on. All right, so let's see here. Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a couple of celebrations I'd like to mention. This past Tuesday night, we had what we call Kindness Night at Drury Mason Elementary School, what the students and the faculty has been working on over there. Not all the time, because you got to do the academics, but they have came up with several things that is happening that is kind for the people that we need to see. So they had a lot of opportunities Tuesday night for them to come in and see the kindness that we offer in our schools. One of the things that I really support, and I have supported this as long as I have known about it, October is Breast Cancer Month. It really disappointed me when I come 40 or 50-year-old lady or someone like that has worked hard all her life and done and helping, and she has breast cancer. And we should do everything possible as far as supporting anyone that has breast cancer in the past, in the present, or maybe in the future. So I am a huge supporter of breast cancer. I have ran in my younger days. I have ran many 5Ks in support of breast cancer, and I wish I could still do it, but due to my age and so on, I'm not able to do that anymore. But still, I can support it in many other ways. It was a pleasure also for me to eat lunch with the fourth graders at Drury Mason Elementary School a few weeks ago. And I really enjoyed talking to the students, and they told me some outstanding things, and they just love that school over there. And I am in support of anybody who can go to lunch and talk to the students. Please do so. And Dr. Blake Lewis mentioned a couple of days coming up when we can do so. I definitely will be there, maybe one or both of those days. Thank you, and that's all I have to say right now.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Mrs. Devils.
I just want to, shout out in her absence, Miss Easley and the team for, the wonderful job that they do in the Facebook, our Henry County, Public School Facebook page. It gives us an opportunity to see, and to celebrate the things the wonderful things that are going on across the county. Teachers, students, everyone, it's doing an awesome job, and so I would like to celebrate that. And also, piggybacking on, something that, Mr. Bradley shared. When you look at these floors, when you look at these schools, when you look at the bathrooms, they don't get that way and look that way on their own. This is Custodian Appreciation Week, and I think we should shower them with all the blessings that we can, because, they're environmental specialists, and they make it happen. Not only for the look, but also to keep our environment clean, that we may stay healthy, and that you all may stay healthy, and our students may stay healthy. So I'd like to celebrate the custodians.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Edwards. Mrs. Whitlow? She does not have any, okay. All right, well, I'm turning back down here before I get to myself, so Mr. Bateman, do you have any?
Said all I can
Yes, you said, okay. I mean, you already got upselling and everything, so you have to say something.
say. I would say I sold a lot of Chick-fil-A sandwiches. There's something celebrating, I got $100.
I was getting ready to do the joke of like, can you do the sell me this pen thing? Because Chick-fil-A sandwiches, I mean, I don't know how hard to sell that could be, depending on the scenario. Okay, okay.
I mean, I volunteered to wear a pizza box as a vet. She shot down.
Okay, all right. Appreciate it. Ms. Wilson?
I would like to give kudos to Dr. Blake Lewis for being able to not stay in her office. She actually goes out in the community and goes out into the schools, and I really do enjoy that. You don't really see a lot of superintendents go out into the schools, like I personally will see this, so I really do appreciate that. Another thing too is I really want to give kudos to Mr. Dillard. I've seen his clothing drive, and I really do appreciate that, because there are several kids in this school system who do not have a home, and do not have warm clothes to come home to. So I really do appreciate that, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to say a few things real quick, or at least I'm going to try to, because again, I tend to go last. You all have said great things that makes it good and bad to, echo certain things, not, leave anything out. Mr. Hardy, I definitely want to say appreciate you pointing out breast cancer awareness. I've got a member of my executive team whose wife is struggling with that right now. So certainly, anybody want to keep him and her in their prayers, appreciate that. But that is a significant, and of course, I always appreciate the pink out football games or other initiatives that our community take towards both breast cancer and cancer overall. Also want to re-emphasize from Dr. Blakely's point in your, invitations towards the Inclusive Playground Project. Again, noting that the Lions Community Partners, that's about collectively almost $200,000 that they've contributed to this project. So if in any way possible for you all to make that event that's been seemingly a year plus in the making. Of course, also thanks to Mr. Scott and team for helping, and Dr. Blake Lewis and crew for all of their support and working the project overall. I do want to also note and thank Mr. Wyatt here for the Martinsville Bulletin. My sadness to hear of Ms. Hollins no longer being there, but I appreciate, particularly when seemingly he is the Martinsville Bulletin in this community, at least if it's not sports. Appreciate him making the time to be here with us. Similarly, I want to echo and thank Mr. Dillard and the community role and various initiatives and partnerships that we have, and I know that there's a lot to that. One thing I did want to mention towards the legislative priorities, and it's very well written, but there are a couple of things I want to say towards it that we don't really necessarily take specific positions. They're kind of open-ended. You can kind of interpret these a few different ways. But one thing I'm going to say that I'll just point out, we make a reference to encouraging strong partnerships between our school divisions, local governments, higher education, and industry to strengthen opportunities for students. There are two items that I want to speak to on that. One is, as has been noted by some, we are the second lowest funded school division in the state of Virginia. I want to note that many of you have made remarks towards Dr. Blake Lewis and her time out of office in the schools, or various things, I want to point out, and this is a comment that I've heard in nearly my entire tenure, and my concern also with Mr. Alford leaving me is that if it goes that way and I'm still kicking, I'm going to be the oldest member by service of this board. But from basically day one, I always heard, it's wonderful what you all do in Henry County without support. It's wonderful what you do with what you have. And there's definitely the part of me that wonders what we could do if we were not at minimal or fairly above minimum funding, particularly when you get into the role of any kind of leftover funds, which functionally would bring us underneath that minimum. So I wanted to point that out, particularly given there's been some comments that we always get everything we ask for. If you go look at the record, that's not true. So I want to point that out. And then the other thing I'll say, and this aligns with some of the public comments, and this will make this a celebration, is I'm very proud of the members of this board and how it approaches things, including our student board members, whether they want to believe me with that comment, but I'm very proud of bringing up those concerns, communicating with each other, operating within norms, protocols, and procedures, not going out of processes, and relevant communications, because there have been actions taken by boards in this community that did not find it important enough to talk to the superintendent or these board members about the impacts to this board and its partnerships or its entities, and they just voted yes, didn't even think about it. So I just wanted to highlight that, and I'm very proud of how this board does its work. So thank each of you. Thank you, Mr. Alter, even though you are abandoning me. So just wanted to note that. So I guess that's times 6 for the night. See, there we go. All right, but again, I wanted to highlight that and thank everybody that has come here and everybody their support and their hard work, and thank you, Principal Eames and students. And you know, my one comment I'll make on that in this school is that my grandfather is 87 years old. He still lives within half a mile of here, and he walked to school. I guess the uphill both ways expression. But this school means a lot to this community. It means a lot to my family, and I'm very appreciative and proud of us being here and what this school contributes to this community. So with that said, we are now up to a reminder of dates, if you would. So we have our standard monthly meetings coming up. So the next one, of course, you've got your first Thursday of the month. We are, of course, still we're still doing our traveling road show for a little bit, other than the December meeting, where we are currently scheduled to be in the Summerlin room back at the administration building. Conferences, I believe the one of note, of course, is the annual convention in Williamsburg in November. I believe a considerable number of us are going, and certainly get with Mrs. Meeks on any kind of plans, or if you need to do the early bird registration or any other kind of things associated with that. Okay. All right, so we're getting ready to go to closed session, and as I like to joke, Mike Gardner comes up with something new every time. So I believe the items are 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia for the discussion of appointments and separations of personnel. 2.2-3711A2 of the Code of Virginia for discussion and consideration of religious exemptions. 2.2-3711A7 of the Code of Virginia for consultation with legal counsel pertaining to actual or probable litigation and discussion of pending legal matters. 2.2, this is the one that's definitely new as far as I know, in year 9. 3711A12 for the discussion and consideration of tests, examinations, or other records. And then 22.160 and 22.160, appointment and term of the superintendent, certain contractual matters, and evaluation of the superintendent. Do we have a motion to go into closed session for these reasons?
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Grabby, do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Edwards. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, we are hereby enclosed. I'm not sure what our plan is here.